Hello, this is my first part of the tutorial series how to create a TCD editor for ForStory. We will work with Visual Studio 2015 in C#. So first we have to create a new project. I call it pet, and it should be a Windows Form application, and then press OK. I already have one, so I take this one. It's an empty project. We will go into the form1.cs, and here you have your form designer, and first we have to do an interface for it. We need a list box for every entry which is in the TCD. We also need menu strip, which is for loading and saving, so we call it data, and then load and save. We also need a add button to add a new entry in the TCD. The text for the button is add, and the button name is b_add, so button_add. The listbox one we only call listbox, it's much more easier for us to handle. And we also have just one listbox. We also need the charge CCP. It's CPP. Sorry, it's a file from the ForStory source. It will be for you to download in the description. And because we are creating a TPET editor, we have to search for pet. So search for pet, and we find a method called initTPET. It's the method for loading the TPET's TCD. In this file you will find for every TCD a loading function. So we take the initTPET and go downwards till we find the for loop, and in the for loop you have the different values which are found in the TCD file. So the first one is WID, so the pet ID. Then we have mon ID, recall kind, it's a boolean, and a recall kind 2, it's also boolean, and 5 other values. So we have to add for each of these value text box and a label into our interface. So first search for text box, you have it, and for label, it's there. So the label contains the name of the value. The first one is WID, so WID, and the text box is TB_WID. Now you have to do this for every other value which you find in the tchart CPP. I'll do a break in here and do it for you. You also need a save button to save this specific entry. So search for button, add a button, and call it, the name is b_save, and the text is save. And now we have to add a new class for the pet. So click on add, new item, and then add a class and call it pet. Now you created your new class pet, and you have to enter in the class pet a variable for every variable in the pet TCD. So for the ID, so you have to add the W means that it's a uint16 v underscore ID, and uint16 w mon ID, and a boolean be recall kind1, and also be recall kind2. Then a uint16 w recall value 1, and another uint16 w recall value 2, and also add boolean be condition type. So the B in front of it means it's a boolean, the W means it's a uint16, and DW means it's a uint32. For example, DW condition value, and the last one is a uint16 W icon. Afterwards you have to add the getter and setter for these variables. So you have to add the getter and setter. So first for WID, so ID, then get, open the brackets, return WID, and set WID equals value. And you have to do this for every entry here. We'll do this and fast forward it. Okay, I'm done with this. Now you also have to create a constructor for the class, but this constructor public pet, but this constructor have to be empty. I don't think you really have to create it. Okay, now you're done with this class. Afterwards I do a little break, and you will see the rest in the next part of this video tutorial series. See you, bye bye.